What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Planet Cyrene, and we have markup, no markup. As soon as my human takes the stage here, we'll go and see if we can find some good loot, maybe some markup, maybe even a Tideclaw pristine element. I'm not too sure about that, but you never know. Never hurts to try. I haven't looted any Tideclaw pristine elements yet. Actually, I haven't looted any pristine elements yet, but that is beside the point. Let's get out there. Tide Claws are a part of a few mission chains, actually, that I'm working on right now. One is the COH collection is required. Collect everything needed. As you can see, we need Tide Claw Pincer Sinew. I'm working on the Arc Challenge. Those no longer exist. Kill 5,000 Tide Claws. And Zin Viathon. As you can see, there is not even a tick underneath the kill the Tide Claws, it looks. From what I've heard, it's quite a large mission chain. But that is yet to be seen by me because I have not done it. Tide Claw Challenge as well for Codex, so it's like we have 4 missions on the go right now. 2 of them are pretty epic too, it seems. So, you never know. Figured why not. Tide Claws do have some good loot. They do have those pristine elements that I need to make to the next stage of the armor. For those who have watched the videos, I've made 4 pieces so far. We need 3 more. I am killing quite a bit of Panelions these days, so it seems like that is a possibility, but, I mean, once again, it's yet to be seen. So, hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. I am, I don't know, 14 minutes away from heading to the splash pad, so this had better be a decent video. Gonna take the wife and kids out, get some fresh air, get some nice weather. Apparently it's only gonna rain for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes today, which is like a record-breaking event here in New Brunswick because we've had nothing but rain all fucking year. Oh, look at that! I rarely ever get globals off Tide Claws. I feel this is a good sign. If I got a global already within the first 2.5 minutes, come on. So the Tide Claws do have some good loot. They have the bone-in meat and the cracked shells that I'm desperately looking for. But I'm desperately looking for a Tide Claw pristine element. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. If we can even get one pristine element, I think they sell for around 500 pet. Now, I'm not selling it. I'm going to be using it for my armor, but that would really make our hunt valuable. We started with a 480 pet in this video, from what I remember. From 3 minutes ago. Man, I tell you, when you got 4 kids, full-time job, and the days just fly by in a blink of an eye, it's like your memory starts to fade. I have a really, really good memory at work, but when I get home, it's like my brain just shuts down, you know? Unless it's something to do with the kids. With me, my stuff gets pushed to the back burner. That's just how it is with family and kids, right? So for those who haven't seen my little buddy down here, that is Clank, or the Sophie bot from Planet Arcadia, back when they had those. A very cool little pet. It's my favorite in game so far. I know there's a really cool ones out there. This was my first one that I ever got. I don't know, it just has one of those, like, I wouldn't say sentimental, but it was my first big purchase type thing. When I first started, I seen it and was like, oh, well, that's cool. Let's get something that I'll never be able to use for the next 4 years. So I did. I bought it back in 2019. I believe at that time you were able to sell it on the auction house. So I'm not 100% certain on that. Someone might be able to correct me. From what I remember, it was about 300 ped on the auction house. Now, like I said, my stuff gets pushed to the back burner, so that just might be a faded memory. Regardless, it is my favorite pet. It does have auto loot feature unlocked. It's level 33 with a 32 meter auto loot. Oh, 1094. That's actually a decent loot. Now, I think the threshold for these to global has got to be at least 25 ped. This video is after the strong boxes that I just opened. This is the ammo from it, actually. I had 40 some odd ped on top of that, so it's about 480 ped that we're going to use worth of ammo today. Getting a good chunk of those bone and meats, and cracked shells seem to be dropping pretty good. Once again though, I'm not too concerned about those. The cracked shells are used in the Ozpin Cold Protector blueprint. So it's a plate that you can craft, and I believe they have the daily mission for that at Arc Staging on top of the little staging spot there. You should be able to do a daily mission where you get one success and they'll give you badges. That's an older one though. Nowadays it's quite a bit easier to get the badges. Back then it was, you had your 5 hunting, your 5 mining. Once you hit 200 badges you'd unlock the mining. I believe it was 200 badges. And they did have a couple crafting ones, but they never gave badges at the time. They only recently, within the last year or 2 years or so, added the fact that you can get those with badges now. And then with the rangers and all the different stages where you can go kill a mob and get like 3-6 badges, definitely made it easier to get those. I remember when I first got to 1200 and went into the hub to see if I could get that armor, and there was nothing there. I was so disappointed. It's like, come on. All that work and they don't even got something in here for you. But at that point they really hadn't implemented a lot of the badges. It was more like, they're there. I knew they were going to be used eventually, so I was collecting them at the time. But when I did get that 1200, I was so let down that I stopped collecting them at the time. Now it seems like it's a good idea to collect them again, but I've yet to do so. Been working on this Zin Viatan Sweat mission. I'm at like 16,000 of 20 on stage 3, and then the 40,000 sweat coming next is gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. I think I did the math, it's like 100 hours to finish it or something. Luckily, I don't need to be at the computer at that time, but still, it's like every 13 minutes I gotta go to the computer and start sweating a new panel iron. Which does add up. That's a lot of time. Another 17 ped loot. This is gonna be a good little hunt. This won't be too bad. I'm telling you though, if we can get some sort of Hoff or Hall of Fame or Pristine off of this, this is going to be one of the... another good markup, no markup video. Because in the last markup, no markup that I did with Tide Claw, I went and killed a level 35 Tide Claw, I believe, for the video, and hit like a 1500 ped Hoff off it. Check out the video if you want. It should be a markup, no markup with Tide Claw, the only other one that I've done. So, we'll see. We've had good luck with Tide Claws in the past. Let's see. Maybe we'll get another one. Could you imagine? Oh, that'd be crazy. They die so quick, but they're just so big and awkward. Like, it's like they're always in the way. You try to shoot past it, and it's just, you can't see anything. And they're noisy mobs, too. A very noisy mob. As you can see, my Codex level seems to be a little small. But you can tell that I've killed like 4,219 just on that one stage. Cyrene didn't have Codex when I first came to it, so a lot of the missions that I've done won't reflect in my Codex because it didn't exist at the time. Like, I did this whole Test of Faith mission chain when Codex wasn't here, and I think that's like 220,000 mobs you gotta kill, right? Plus both epic chains, no Codex. So I think the only time that I did have Codex is I finished the Nimit Hunter stage 6, like the whole Nimit Hunter mission chain, and they had Codex for that, so I was getting double skill. I was getting the massive skill gains that it was giving from the mission, plus I was getting the Codex as well. It would probably be one of my highest mobs on planet Cyrene. I think I'm like ranked 23 or something. It's nothing special. Like I said, most of the mobs that I've killed didn't even have Codex, and I spend a lot of time on Entropia as well, and for those who know Entropia, know that they probably won't be getting Codex for a long time, if ever. That being said, it is still one of my favorite planets, Codex or not. It has so many fun things to do, and it's a pretty cool planet. Very popular. It's always busy, always filled with people. That's about the 5th time I've had to light that. I need to stop talking so much, I suppose. Trying to get out of here. The wife and kids are all waiting for me. I can hear them. That's okay. Shh. I'll hide and... Oh, I just heard... Be right there! I heard them call me. It's alright. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta put your foot down, right? Oh, damn, woman. We ain't leaving no time soon. I hope she didn't hear that. Oh, man. Earlier today, I almost kinked my back, my knee. My daughter was just like, she's 2 years old, right? She's like, Dada, catch! I was like, alright. She threw it at me. I wasn't expecting, it was like a full dollhouse, right? So I matrixed that shit right back. But my back didn't follow. In my head, my head was touching the ground, but my back, it was still standing up. I dodged it, but then in the very same breath, I stepped on the thing she threw and wiped out. So I'm pretty glad no one's seen that. But if you did have it on camera, that'd be a good YouTube video, wouldn't it? I honestly think they're getting into the car. What are they're gonna fucking leave without me? Well, it'll just give me more time for the videos, right? Screw that. No, it won't be too bad. What? No way. Yes! Yes! I'm seeing that right. Tide Claw Pristine Element? What is with the Tide Claws? Every time I try to do a markup or no markup, I gotta do a couple more of these. Jesus, I should have did these with the 30 days. Tide Claw, 30-day challenge. How many Hoffs can we get? Seems like we're getting a decent amount on the Pincher Sinew though, but that Zinviathon does not want to budge, does it? That thing is doing everything in its power to stay put. I heard someone talk about the Turellian stage, and apparently it's about 200,000 kills they had to finish it. So, if you do the math on that, then these Tide Claws will probably be about 400,000. I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably one of the biggest mission chains in the planet right now. What other chain do people know of that would be bigger than Zinviathon? And if we're a pet, I mean, it better be a pretty good pet. I don't even really use pets this is the first time I've used it in a long time, just because Nutrio is so expensive right now. I mean, it's what, 200%? That's a steep price. Fruit's gone through the roof. Sweet stuff is hard to find. But we're gonna end that video. The Tide Claw Pristine was probably the best thing that we got out of it. As far as I know, 511 head is what we got for the loot, which is pretty good. As you can see, the bone and meat has a good markup. There's actually a mission chain where you need 75 to turn that in for the heart fap. Cracked shells and bone and meat, I think, are used in the Cyrene collectible for Tide Claws. As you can see, we've got some decent markup out of it. There's really not much other than that. This is what I really wanted, though. The Tide Claw Pristine element, that was the most important part of this hunt. So, we got that. We got what we're looking for. What did you think of the hunt? Did you think it was worth it? We ended up getting a good amount of loot. Overall, it seems we're going to need to kill a whole lot more of these for Zinviathon. So I guess there might be another video or two if I can get them out. But the next ones I'll probably just put as shorts, just because we've seen the Tide Claw a couple times now, and I don't want to get redundant in the videos and post the same thing constantly. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Another successful markup, no markup. I would agree that this definitely has some markup in there. As you can see, we have 689 PED, 430%. Now, that won't cover the cost of everything, but it'll help for sure. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.